Texas Tech Red Raiders. Welcome in. Get on in here. It's another episode of Seeing Scarlet Live. And honestly, y'all,
it's been a few weeks.
We should have started recording or, started going live 7 minutes ago because we were hooting and hollering about all things.
We do this every week we go live. We're always like, man, we just missed.
We will get better, and I think we'll talk about how we're gonna be better in the future. But so we got fun stuff to share about Seeing Scarlet. Y'all know how we roll on this show. We talking all sorts of stuff. Shelby has this really cool overlay. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see all the topics that we're gonna talk about. But if y'all have anything to say, put it in the chat, especially if they're compliments. Outside of that, don't know if I want to hear it. But I'm Sibby. That's Shelby. And we're going to get into the swing of things, y'all. It's fall, y'all. It is Texas Tech full steam ahead. We are cranking all the sports. All the fall sports. But classes started, I think, very recently. It's in the air. And we're excited. So we're going to talk about Texas Tech soccer. We went 1-1, traded some hits this past week, winning 5-0 against St. Bonaventure. That was fun. Can't wait to talk about that. 3 different goal scorers in that match. And then we turn around and lost 2-0 to Utah State in Logan. And we have a lot to talk about with that, too. Maybe not really about the game, but just so many other things that we were talking about with that game. So, yes, a switch there, 1-1 for Texas Tech soccer. Volleyball scrimmaged against Tarleton State, and they leave for the Boston College Invitational this weekend. So, shout out to volleyball. Girls, we back.
We believe.
Yo, we got a really cool interview with Elisa from Tech Volleyball. We're in the works of interviewing or getting a couple of people to interview for Tech Volleyball.
If it comes together, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a fun interview.
Dude, if we get those two on the show, it's good, and us two on the same
who you
show. Internet.
It's gonna happen. We're already in talks. It's gonna happen.
We're excited. So get ready for some volleyball content because it is here. Good luck, gals in Boston. We'll talk a little bit more about them too. And then Texas Tech football. Texas football is here. It's here. The king has arrived. I know. I had to pull it out. I don't get to sometimes these days, but when I get to, I tell you what, I just listen to Joey McGuire talk, and I'm like, that Texas twang that just feels so nice. But Tech football starts this Saturday night against Abilene Christian in LBK. Oof, I was listening to Joey at some press conference somewhere, and just getting really, really stoked for the return of football and another season with Joey McGuire. So that's what we got to cover, y'all. Let's get into it.
Let's do it.
Yeah, we're gonna start with soccer.
They got games.
They've been doing the thing. It's always so nuts because soccer has been. We're already a few games in. 4 games in. And then we got to get ready for volleyball and football to officially launch. So, hey, we've been on this journey. Texas Tech soccer 5-0 against St. Bonaventure. One thing about Texas Tech soccer that we can count on is they take care of home, y'all. They do the chores. They keep it nice. And 14th straight home regular season victory for the Texas Tech Red Raiders. So those are the chores, baby. Yeah. They taking out the trash. Nah, that's too mean. That's too mean. But yeah, that's what we did at home. And
they did take out the trash against St. Bonaventure.
That's so messed up. I don't even mean that. But if I was in the talking trash game, I would totally use that line. Somebody else can use it and credit me.
Nice.
But yeah, we had 1 goal in the first half, and the rest of them came in the fourth half. 4 of them came in the second half. I'll get my shit together 1 second. Just keep it with me. But yeah, another clean sheet for Faith in that game, and to not allow a single shot from St. Bonaventure. So
it's ridiculous. I don't care who it is. And they scored 2 goals against Baylor. They had beat Baylor. They outscored Baylor 2-1 in the second half of their game on Sunday before playing us. Like, it's not like they're nobodies, and we didn't
It's
even allow a
just-
shot. It was wild. We just dominated.
just
that
suffocating in that way.
Start to finish.
Exactly. So really impressive to see. And then, with the goal scores that we had, we have the clips here. Do you want me to run through my little recap before we show the clips, or do you think we should do it at the same time, Shelby?
I can play them at the same time, and
Play
then
them
you
at
can
the
say
same.
more.
You pull up these clips, y'all.
You talk,
'Cause
and I'll.
yeah, we got
clips.
a lot of things to point out too, especially in this package because there's some things that weren't.
I'll mute it for you.
Yeah. We honestly hold up. Great start because we see an absolute banger from Caitlin Giametta, y'all. Did you see how far she was? And she didn't score, but they put this clip in here because they're smart.
Holy.
Look at this absolute rocket from the powerful Giametta bug. I was trying to remember.
I need to know if she was trying to shoot that there, if that was a pass. I don't care because it showed
upper 90 was
almost
very
went.
possible in this. Maybe I scrolled back a little bit too far, but that was a really cool sight to see. But yeah, she
said,
left,
I got space.
left unattended. What? Like no bounce at all was gonna potentially score. So really nice to see Peyton Parsons, y'all, off the left foot. And I really like this clip too because Peyton Parsons has been really she's been standing out so much so far this season. We've talked about her a lot.
Playing through her for sure.
Yeah, continuing to see that grow. And yeah, sorry, pulled it back a little bit too far, but you can see in this clip of the hesitation, bringing that defender outside, 2 touches to the left, and absolutely rocket it in there that even the crossbar couldn't stand a chance. It was like, no, we've done enough. We cannot handle that kind of. Are you crazy? Here's a goal, Peyton Parsons.
Also, I would like to add, president of her fan club and all, Molly Skarsinski had the assist on that play.
Yes. Oh, Molly had a game.
She's been having a great year.
She's
not just a great game, but it was.
And you can tell in her gameplay too. Like you can tell in the stats for sure, but you can also tell in her presence on the field. Molly's been really fun to watch so far too. All right, so we got this next clip here.
Millie Elwood. I like
Millie. The heat that Millie brings.
I'd like to give a shout out to whoever's doing the clips because, like you said,
yes,
they put bugs in there. They put that in there. Nothing came of that, but they put it in there to show that Millie fought through major contact. They didn't call a foul there, but she was being grabbed, and little freshman said, "I don't care," and just kept going. But that's good because like that's kind of stuff that you like to see from freshmen because we got a little bit beat up in that way against Penn State. So they're growing on us. They're growing on us.
We're seeing it. But
Another long shot.
Oh, from Chloe Soto, dude.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Where did that come from?
Well, actually, this is something we need to turn up the volume for because as we love to listen to Tom Stone, he gives a little inspo, I would say. I want to try and pull the video back in the correct line here.
Schubert.
Yeah, he says forward. Tom Stone yells like forward. And I was like, yes, this is an opportunity where we just go shoot those shots like Caitlin Giametta's launching at, in the beginning of the match. We're just full systems forward. So I heard him yell that. And then Chloe had the ball and I was like, and then she took a launch for it. And I was like, oh.
I don't know if you watched the post-game presser. We don't have a clip of it, but I watched it quickly, so I don't remember exactly the context. But Tom Stone loved the man because he was speaking in basketball terms, and I was like, I know this is not for me, but I understand it so much better, and it made so much sense. I was like, oh my God, that's brilliant. He said this was we knew they were a team that was going to sit back, and so we had to shoot threes so then we could get in the paint. And I was like, oh my God.
Dude, are you sure you didn't ask him that question?
Instantly understood what he was saying. I was like, oh my God, of course, we got to shoot threes to open up the paint because people sit back on us. And it was like, thank you, Tom Stone. I highly doubt you watch our show. But if you do, I would just like to appreciate from a hooper over here that's just trying to understand tactics in soccer every week. I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. So but that's what they were doing in this game and all these long shots. They knew that. That was the game plan.
They were out there. Yeah. At some point, Shelby texted me, what's the word for a hooper for soccer? And I was like, I have no idea, but I know what you mean. But they were out there hooping. You know what I mean? Like, I just love to see it happen. Really cool shot to see from Chloe Soto. Big fan of Chloe Soto. Love to see her strength, and very clearly it comes in all forms for her to get that shot. So
off the post.
yeah, almost had a rebound there too.
Good job, Jeff.
No kidding. Jeff, great job. I love the notes that I have for this goal.
Molly, as the president of your fan club last year, and I'm just going to say self-appointed again this year because no one ran against me, which is wild. But anyway, where has that been? Where has that been? You've had that in your bag this whole time?
Dude.
This whole time. You just pulled that out. And she was interviewed after the game, and she said, someone asked her about that goal, and she said,
What'd she say?
yeah, that exact scenario happened in practice one day, and I didn't shoot it, and I got in trouble. And so I said, I better shoot it. Forward! And so she shot it. And in this same game, a few possessions before,
I know.
she had the ball on the other side and didn't shoot it as well. And you could hear Tom yelling at her, shoot it. So not only practice, but in the game.
He is out there
They know.
working.
They know she has that in her. So, I mean, it was cool because that's like a banger.
I put in my notes, Shelby, I want to read from like verbatim. That is a grown woman type of goal. Like she just shot, this is the power that I don't know if we've seen yet. And like you said, where has that been? With very little like momentum, kind of stop foot and launched it. Wow. And the smile afterwards, I was like, she really like earned that goal. That was such a fun one to watch her laser into the back of the net. So
yeah, she clearly has that capability. So let's see it more, Molly. I'm here.
Yeah, I know, kidding. A really great shot from Jill right here. That
she does.
I mean, that's what we see. That's honestly kind of her sweet spot too. I don't know.
I'm sorry, I just saw a replay on. I was checking to make sure our stream was working, so it's delayed a little bit, and it was showing Molly's goal again. And one of my favorite parts about that goal, we don't have to go back and find it, but y'all watch it again next time it comes through.
Why?
Watch the. Oh my God, you hit right to it. Look at the goalie's face.
Oh,
She's
I
just
missed it.
like.
I'm out.
Look at.
Yeah, I mean, how can you defend that? You can't.
What
I'm
am I
with
supposed
you.
to do with that?
I'm so with you, girl.
So
that
anyway,
is.
continue.
How can you prepare for that? Oh, dude, yeah, she guessed the right way. Like she did everything she could, but you can't stop Molly, and you can't stop Jill. Absolutely taking a shot, taking a rip, in a spot that she is so capable, and a really great pass from Ashley, kind of behind her too to go. Is RG2 talking about
the basketball? I don't know if that's what you're talking about, but
Probably.
I understood it as well. So thank you, Tom Stone, for helping us out there. But it made sense. Yeah, I agree.
It did. But yeah, that is funny that it caught on that. But yeah, did you see this back pass from Ashley? Like,
she had a good one of those in Utah State too. She set up Peyton for one of our good attempts in that game. She's been good. She gets so much attention, and she had some moments in this one. I'm really hopeful Ashley gets. I think getting Macy back is going to help. Like if you go back and look at Ashley's track record, a lot of her goals, not all. I mean, she scored tons of goals in her career, but I'd say like 7 or 8 of them have come off of Macy Blackburn assists. They just
we
have
need
such
that
a good,
foot, Macy. We need that foot.
They have a good connection, and she's one of those players that plays in the paint. To go back to Tom's thing, she's not.
Oh, no.
I mean, she's not really one that's shooting threes as much, right?
Yeah.
So
outside
she
the
needs
box.
to get. She needs to get back in where she does her thing, and Macy's like kind of her partner in crime there to help her out with that. So I think maybe that'll
like
open up some things. Maybe.
Yeah, a familiar, like, because there's a lot of change still with this team, y'all. Like all the new players, all the new information of injuries and things like that. So yeah, I we'll talk about Macy, the return of Macy Blackburn. It's so hard not to spoil that
in a
like
minute, but
yeah, we'll get there. But yes, I think having her back in some capacity is going to open up a lot for Ashley. We cannot wait to see what that looks like in terms of goal scoring, because we know she can do it and she likes to do it, and we're excited to see it. So we'll move forward with these clips in the way that I just messed it up as usual. Back to the top. But yeah, this next one here, I think is more of the defensive effort. And that's where you see Faith coming out for the
really
ball.
Good at that.
Yeah. And Jeff makes a comment on it too, of like getting that opportunity to run out there and get to business, and what she's doing quick on her feet.
She's really good at after this, like the basketball terms.
Oh my goodness.
I would call it an outlet
Yeah,
pass.
they're doing
Like,
that. Yes.
She gets it going instantly, and this play didn't lead to a goal, but it led to a run
It
out
got
that
damn
was
close, pretty damn
dangerous.
close. You are so right, Shelby.
She does that quite a bit, and I've been impressed with. That's something new that we're doing this year that I haven't seen.
You
as
are
much.
so right. Yeah, you can kind of catch the tail end of how far she can get this ball, but she's already passed 4 or 5 defenders by throwing that ball in and feeding it to her team. That's like, all right, we're what do you call it after a rebound and then
An outlet pass.
Outlet
That's what I was
pass,
saying,
and then what is that? That's like what, like a counter. That's what
Fast break.
A fast break. Yes. Oh my gosh. Look at us. We're sporty spices tonight. We're just messing everybody up if you've never heard of these sports ever in your life.
Tom's
Good
never
luck.
going to mention basketball again in any presser.
I know. I haven't, maybe it was for you. I don't know.
I highly doubt it, but thank you.
So we'll keep moving forward with these clips, but I'm so glad you pointed that out because yes, Faith does that really well. Oh my
Skylar.
gosh.
I mean,
Skylar Hazy. Skylar Hazy. What a fun name and what a fun goal we're going to talk about with this. Yes, a newfound appreciation here from Skylar, intercepting that pass, taking a couple of steps just to launch it. So, celebrating, jumping in the air. What a great time. But yeah, we have some notes here to talk about Skylar a little bit more, but maybe a name you haven't heard of much, but we might be in business, y'all.
We got quite a number of different forwards in there, and they're all getting time. And they, maybe, I don't know if they talked to her after the game or if Tom's told the story. It must have been Tom, yeah. But apparently she got on a summer league team, and so because she needed to get minutes and get playing time because she's been
out.
Some really good players and stuff the last couple of years, so hasn't gotten out there as much. And she scored like 10 or 11 goals this summer in whatever league she was in. So she's coming in confident, and you saw that. So
that's awesome.
She's been doing it.
Yeah, been working.
Not for us quite yet, and you saw it.
Yeah. And the ways that soccer, the culture of it in this country is just such a different level. So I'm sure that experience was really awesome to have in her back pocket now and getting to use it in some capacity here. But yeah, I think, this was just a unlucky roll off from the keeper, wasn't able to bring it down. And Taylor Shadrewski, she's there, and you'll see that with her presence. Skylar's last or second goal in the last seconds of the game. A Red Raider loves to just wait. We love a spectacle at the end.
Like the countdown from the PA guy.
Yeah.
He just gave up. He was just like 10, 9, 8.
I started too early. It's 5, 2, 1. But Skylar said, I just need a couple more seconds here. For her brace of the match, but being present, and when that ball is in the air, if maybe it's not going directly to them, we're seeing players setting up ready for that rebound. If the goalkeeper, if any mistake is made, it's that kind of swarm impact that I'm seeing from a couple of players that I've liked that. I saw a lot of that from Taylor Shadrewski. And then seeing how Skylar was there to be ready for that opportunity and get her second goal of the match. Really hype.
Shout out freshman Kendall Jones. That was across from her. That was a pretty cool.
Yes. I think you see her kind of getting into this huddle too at the very end. She had to run from a far distance.
She's fun.
But yeah.
She's not a fun little personality, it seems, on her, and she's a good little player. It's been cool.
Yeah. Super hype. So yes, that was. Oh, you could see Sam there. That was our time.
Don't cry.
Dude, I know, dude. Just a couple more times this season, but those were our highlights from St. Bonaventure. They were fun. They were great. We had a great time. I hope y'all did too. And yeah, huge moves. Good to see different players showing up in different ways. Peyton Dias too has been, I think we'll talk a little bit more about her too, but she's been playing some really good soccer to continue to elevate her teammates. And so,
it's good to see.
The more to see her play.
At a position where we need her, because I think 3 of our main injuries that we've been dealing with have been at that same position. So so it's been good to see her getting better each game and really playing some important minutes. So yeah, she was good. I thought she was good in the Utah State game from when we talk about that, from what we could tell, because the broadcast angle was weird.
It's
but
tough.
yeah, she was good.
Yeah.
So, but yeah,
Okay.
I think The only thing, the St. Bonaventure thing was like the first half, like they probably would have said they would have should have scored more goals, and that's kind of that consistency. But whatever happened at halftime, they got it going. We saw Kylie Barr in that huddle right before they stepped on the field. She was animated in that huddle, I'll say, giving a speech. I'm not saying if it was what she was saying, but she was animated in that huddle and giving a little leadership speech, because until recently, I think both of our big leaders on the team, at least two of our big leaders, we obviously have some others that are playing, have been on the sidelines, and she's one of them. But it was good to see her firing them up, and they went out and scored 4 goals. But so a little bit of that inconsistency was in that first half, just finishing on some other chances we had, and that kind of is what you saw in Utah State. As well as we get into that game, as we had chances, we just didn't finish them. But all in all, St. Bonaventure is not a horrible team. Again, we outclassed them massively, and it's just trying to figure out how we can do that against teams on the road as well. But at home, like you said, Fort Walker.
Hey, we're doing our chores at home.
We love to play at Fort Walker. What is the grass, the weather? I don't know what it is, but
all of the above.
We love it.
The fans.
It was fun. Yeah, it was a good game. Fun game.
It was a good game. Which leads us into Utah State. We went to Logan. We lost 2-0.
We did.
It was a tough game to watch in a multiple of ways. I had a really tough time with the stream, so I don't know if anybody else did, but like it was just choppy, and it is what it is.
I know. It's better than nothing. It's better than nothing.
You know, we've seen some shit, dude. When we're like,
it wasn't.
We
as
understand.
Bad as
we love it.
But
and you know what? There was a time where we never could even have this show because we never could watch the games. So I'm like, you know what? It could be somebody's Razer phone on a tripod.
The quality wasn't bad. It was just way down the line. And so I would just like to preface this, what we're about to talk about, is these are, one, from our opinions that matter only so much anyway, but two, we really could not see
couldn't really see the game
of what was happening in this game. And so when we go into it, like we'll just jump into it. Once again, we struggled in the first 30 minutes, similar to Penn State, where the other team was just controlling the possession, was controlling the attacks. But also similar to Penn State, we were stopping, in my opinion, again, camera angle, we were stopping most of their dangerous attacks that were like normal run of play, build up, combos, Their 2 goals, from what I remember and could see, were very similar to the first 2 goals at Penn State, where we stopped the attack. And then something happened where we just gave it right back to them. And by that point, our midfielders had already gotten back because they're headed back offensively, thinking we have the ball. And then it's really just our back line and the goal. And so they hacked. And the first goal was weird. It went off of one of our center back's legs. They tried to block it. They recovered well.
It was
and then
a ricochet.
Spun into the goal. That one was weird.
That was
the
tough.
second goal, to me, was like almost a carbon copy of the first goal of the year at Penn State, where we were passing it and that girl stole it, or we passed it to her. I don't know what happened. And somehow she got the ball and just one touch
launched it,
banger.
y'all.
And our
launched
keeper had no
it.
chance. And that was it. We were down 2-0. And I mean, I don't
what do
really
you
have
do?
much more analysis than that, but we obviously can't keep giving up 2 early goals, because then teams can just play back. And no matter how good we are in the second half, which we have been really good in the second half this year, if you're down 2-0, they can kind of park the bus. And I feel like that's what Utah State did. And Utah State is a good team. We tried to tell you that last week. They're probably there's a very good chance they'll be ranked tomorrow when the rankings come out. They're close to being top 25 last week. We'll see if they're just closer, if they get in there. But they're a solid team, so it's not. It wasn't like we got embarrassed by a bad team, and then we look at the stats, and in a lot of ways, if you look at the box score, we kind of beat them in a lot of phases of the game. But it was just those first 30 minutes, they were the more aggressive team, and when we made mistakes, they capitalized, and it reminded me a little bit of Penn State in that way. But I do think we played better than at Penn State. So it wasn't like a 2 steps forward, 1 step back situation. In my opinion, it was more like we took 2 steps forward and we just stopped. We didn't take any more steps forward in this game, and we're still figuring out what's going on. But as far as the how and the what of it, I have no idea, because again, couldn't see it. Really, because it was far away from the camera, but it kind of seemed similar. I don't know if you agree with that, to those 2 goals at Penn State, where they happened in a similar fashion early in the game. So, and then you're down, and it's just tough. Like in soccer,
it's so tough.
It's hard to score goals.
Soccer is chaos, dude. And Shelby and I talk about this too. We will sometimes talk about other teams. I know Red Raiders, y'all are always our number one, 100%. But we'll talk about like what's going on in women's soccer, and it's just all
been
chaos.
A weird year in women's soccer.
It's just, you know, I'm reading a book, Emma Hayes' book, the coach of the women's national team, U.S. women's national team, and she talks about soccer is just chaotic. It's chaos, and so I feel like. That is such a simple statement, but so true, and so true to remember is like the 2-0 loss. It honestly is it just happened. It's chaotic. There were definitely things that we could pull back from that game that are huge, like Macy Blackburn's return. A part of seeing that, like I was watching the game, and when she was checking in, the camera angle was just kind of weird, where I could see her number, and I was like.
Yeah,
Macy's coming in, but I couldn't hear shit because I was like, I muted the stream because I was like, I can't handle this, dude. I'm so sorry.
Bad audio.
I know, and I was like, I can't hear anything. Is it Macy's coming back? And so unmuted then, but you know, obviously those announcers aren't gonna know the huge story behind that, and understandably, yeah. But
like
maybe
they should have known
okay.
that,
Well,
but
Shelby,
they had no idea.
Shelby has maybe a different opinion, but yeah,
they were shocked. They were basically, you had the sound off, but from what I could tell, because it was skipping, they were like, oh my gosh, this Blackburn character has come in here and changed the game. I'm like, she's a freaking All-American. Like,
character? This isn't a cartoon. Macy Blackburn is life.
How do you not know who Macy Blackburn is? But that goes to show how seamless. Like they had no idea.
Oh my gosh, that is so telling of her. Yeah,
that she was coming back from an ACL injury. They had no idea she had not played competitive soccer since last October. I swear, Macy is not human. She's like born with a soccer ball on her foot. Playing soccer is like walking to this girl. Because to not have played competitive soccer, she's been practicing. I get it, but she hadn't played in a game like that against a good team like that since October, and she stepped out there and. My humble opinion, take it for what it's worth, was instantly the best player for either team on the field. Like, instantly. Like, I don't know if she had a bad touch in that game. She probably will say, like, Shelby, I have a whole list of things I have to do better. Like, that's how Macy is.
We won't listen.
But she was great. She was doing those overlapping runs that she does. She was making those pocket passes that she does.
Seamless.
She was creating chances. She was getting corners and then sending beautiful balls into the box that we almost
Like we know.
It was just these moments that,
what we needed.
She even took a shot and forced a diving save. And if that, I'm saying this right now, if that shot went in, we win that game. Like the whole momentum would have changed because like that's soccer in a nutshell. But we lost the game. But seeing Macy, she put out a post the night before that kind of hinted that she was going to be making her return, but you just didn't know. And Tom had mentioned it in the press conference before that she was getting close, but you didn't know. And to see her get out there for very limited minutes, I think she got 15 in each half, but that was a good start. I mean, and if you can get her, we looked better from the moment she entered the game. And through the rest of the second half, even when she wasn't out there, the intensity was better from the rest of the people. I don't know if that's because of. I'm giving credit to her. She's a leader on this team. Or if that's just the adjustments at half, but it changed things. And unfortunately, we just couldn't finish any of those goals. But we looked more like us. Yes, and that's not a mirage.
Familiar.
Anybody that's watched Texas Tech soccer for the last 2-3 years since Macy Blackburn has been a Red Raider. I mean, she had 9 assists, I think, her freshman year. Someone go math check me on that, but. She had like one of the best years ever for assists as a freshman. And then obviously we know what she did last year as a redshirt sophomore, which again, she was one away from breaking the school record for assists in a single year. When she's on the field, we're a different team. We were a different team last year, even as good as we were after she got hurt. We were a different team when she left, right? Mm-hmm. Like, it's just different. I'm not saying she's going to come in here and magically change and we're going to start scoring 5 goals a game against top 25 teams. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying we look different because
it's a different layer.
She's a key cog to the team, and she's just a special player, right?
Yeah,
she's an All-American.
We got to talk to her, dude. It was so hype.
And a special human. Go listen to her interview. But
such a
she's
good
just a special player, so. She can help. She is going to help things. That's like I can say that with confidence, but it's just a matter of how much she can play. And if we can get her to play in more than 45 minutes and starting, I think starting would be big for us to start better by conference. That gives me a little more hope for conference. You know,
I hear you.
Anyway, that was fun. All love to Macy. I'm sure she wanted to get the win, so it's a little bit bittersweet out there for her. But that's 10 months removed from surgery and she's back is crazy. It's
That's
crazy
awesome.
stuff, y'all. Crazy stuff.
That's really cool to see from her. Yeah, her, Macy Blackburn, Ashley Williams, and Sam Courtwright are all on the Mac Herman Trophy watch list, which is an achievement in itself to be on that watch list, and it makes total sense, knowing what we know about all three of those players. So
Well earned.
yeah, well earned, very fitting. So yeah, I think that's kind of like the wrap up of the match. The other, I think, point too is there was a collision towards the end of the match. Yeah, where Faith did not return to play after that injury.
She did leave under her own power. I think she jogged off the field even. So,
Okay.
but
Gotcha.
we'll see. But
Yeah.
it was nasty. Peyton Dias was involved in that as well. But she
Yeah.
also left the field under her own power. But it looked like a pretty tough collision. But they saved a goal on that collision because
Wow.
they
Yeah.
gave their bodies.
mean-
but Peyton looked good in that game as well. I like what she was doing before that collision, by the way.
Yeah.
Another good game from her. But yeah, that was
Yeah.
nasty. So
Oh, Peyton.
I hope they're both okay
Mhm.
and gonna be able to play
Yeah.
whenever they can. But yeah, it was a pretty rough collision. That was
It
scary
was.
for a moment
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. It was interesting, and then we got to see Sydney
Sydney.
Abilovich enter the match. So
Good for her.
yeah, good to see Sydney out there. Some points that I saw from her too is like that is such a injuries are always so scary, right? So like even with Macy in her return, I was almost like holding my breath of like, I know what this means. It's her first match back, and I'm like, I just want her to be safe and have fun, all those things, right? And then we see Faith like doing what she does, like going after that ball, like playing her heart out, and then getting that injury, that collision with Peyton, and then so Sydney coming into that type of situation, and I saw her kind of taking some command in the way of communication, and I always love seeing that from soccer because you can't really hear it when you're, unless you're right by the pitch. But when the camera angle was on her, seeing her take those like control and pointing and giving that direction, like stepping into that role of a goalkeeper is, that is unlike any other. I mean, we talked to Madison White about it. It is unlike any other thing. So for Faith to be, this is her first year as a Red Raider. We'll see, what her progress is, but also to see Sydney, be the goalkeeper and the one that the coaches called on to step up in that moment. So we'll see what that means for our next games that we got, which is coming up this week, Thursday, Sunday. We have Weber State on Thursday at 7 p.m. and then Oral Roberts on 1 p.m. on Sunday. And then we'll get into some...
It's not too far away.
Yeah, some Big 12 play soon. But we got the Oregon Ducks coming to town. That's going to be a fun one, September 5th. So if y'all are around, really, that would be a fun game. Good weather. It is a really, really good. That's a great time.
Yeah. Always fun to see. They're a Big Ten team now, I guess. Still getting used to that. But there's another little, that should be somewhat of an RPI boost if you get that win. We'll see how they end up doing as a team by the end of the year, Oregon. But they're in the Big Ten, so they're going to play a good schedule. So they're going to have a decent enough RPI. So take care of business. I think they know that. Like, we don't need to sit here and say that. They need to take care of business these next three. And then Big 12 is here. Like, this is soccer, y'all. And we were talking a little bit about this before we started. We don't have to go on a tangent on it, but like I think we're a little bit like guilty of a bunch of y'all watching soccer for the first time last year, which we're proud of and we love it. And people, I know there's somebody watching the show right now being like, yeah, that's me. And then someone else is like, yeah, that's me. Well, yeah, you fell in love with a team that was impossible not to fall. That was a special
magical
year, right?
That is a magical.
You don't do that every year. So yeah, we're 2-2, but like the season's all ahead of us. I mean, it was 2 years ago. We were like 1-3-2 at this point.
Right.
2 years in 2022. And then they won or tied every single game there the rest of the year.
I know.
So like this is just soccer, y'all. Like,
some wake up calls, or whatever they are. Yeah.
The adversity for this team hit before the season started with a lot of injuries. Last year they didn't really have much adversity until the end of the year when they lost Macy.
Right.
And then they started hitting that. So it just came early this year, and you just gotta let them work through it. I was excited to see Macy get back. I was like, that's earlier than I thought we might get her. So
I know
it's cool to see her back already, and you just gotta cling to that, and we'll see if we do or don't get anybody else back. And if not, you just rock with what you got and get better. And we're 0-0 in Big 12 play, and that's all
right.
that matters. It's all
Shelby
that
with the
matters.
stats, y'all.
0-0 in Big 12
Shelby
play.
with the stats.
So it's all ahead of us, but I'm excited to see them get back at it. Be there on Thursday, be there on Sunday it's an early game on Sunday, not a night one this time. So get out there and support against two solid mid-major teams. Another chance for us to learn some things, get better.
To figure it out. So good luck. We'll get into that when we get into it. But that's what we got for soccer.
Go team. All right, y'all. What's next? We got volleyball. Let's go through what else is starting this week, y'all.
my gosh.
Volleyball is back. We all know there was their pick last in conference. Those polls.
What in the world?
Those old things.
We asked
cares?
Alyssa about
Who
that.
cares about polls? Yeah, we asked Alyssa Blair, Elisa Blair, I believe is how you say her name, coach.
Lisa. Yes.
Associate head coach for Texas Tech, a recruiting coordinator. And great interview. Go listen to that if you haven't had a chance.
She's fun.
Really insightful.
She's really fun.
She's really good at what she does. She's a great coach as well, you can tell. And she said, here's people don't know what they don't know is what she kept saying. And we're a lot of new is what she said. And people don't know who we are. And so I get it. But we're ready to shock the world is kind of the gist of what her answer was because we asked her about the polls. And it's true. We have some returners that y'all know, and Bryn and Maddie and Reagan Angler, and the list goes on. Some of those freshmen, they're all back that we liked, that we got to see last year. But there's a lot of new faces that you're going to see that didn't play here last year. And some older ones, they wanted to get older. They wanted to get more experience, and they wanted to get some physicality was the other word she used, some power. Some players that have been there, done that at their conference, and done really well.
Yeah.
And a couple of those we're going to hopefully have on for an interview coming up, who we kind of hinted at the beginning of the show, if that comes together. And get to know them, but it's going to be different, and I'm excited to see how it looks, you know? The vibes seem to be high amongst the team. Volleyball is a really big vibe sport.
It is a vibey sport.
It might be the vibiest sport of any sport.
That is a hot take, Shelby.
I don't know. I feel like it might be 'cause
Ultimate
it's so
Frisbee
close.
seems kind of vibey.
That's of the maybe sanctioned D1 sports. Let's go with that. Might be the vibiest sport. And Alyssa, she kind of talks about that in the interview as well because of how the bench matters. And how
I love that.
The celebrations and all that matter and all that.
Yeah.
And so they've been trying to, because there's a lot of people that aren't playing in volleyball. There's 6 on the court, and you got 12 over there, and they're rotating in. So the vibes seem high amongst this team, and so
I know.
we can keep that going. Let's win some games, shock the world, as she said, and just get better and see where it takes us. So it's the beginning of the year. We're 0-0.
Yeah.
See where we go.
Oh,
Vibes.
damn. Bars, Shelby.
Bars. What?
What's your DJ name?
I don't know.
Screech and Scarlet.
DJ Sheeps.
All right. We'll work on that. So volleyball, they have had some practice already with our the scrimmage against Tarleton State, which we believe what came from that.
I believe they swept them in 3 sets, which would normally be the end of the match. But from what I could gather, we played 5 sets anyway. I have no idea how the other sets went, but it said we swept them. Okay. I know that they posted a graphic for the first set, and it was 25-10. That's pretty dominant.
Okay.
I get it. It's Tarleton State. They're recently D1 and all these things, but still, there were some games last year where we struggled against some inferior opponents early in the year. So, and that's a sign that maybe there's a little something else there to dominate someone there. But we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. And to get there that fast, shows like they were putting the pedal to the metal. Like, we're getting conditioning done right now. Like, it's time to take care of business. So I'm so stoked for them. For them to head to Boston College for their invitational. Yeah,
they had their play on Friday. They have 2 matches on Friday. Don't know if either of them will be streamed, but I would assume at least the game against Boston College will.
And that's
They play Eastern Kentucky first, and then following that at some point later in the day, they play Boston College,
PM.
who is obviously the host. And typically in those little tournaments, at least the host team is streaming games in volleyball. Softball, they're similar in that way.
Wait.
So
I'm on the website right now, Shelby. ESPN.
There we go. So we get to watch them.
Gonna stream the game.
Hopefully we can tune into at least one of those. I'll try to catch at least one of those so we can watch them.
Oh my gosh.
But excited to see them do what they do this weekend. And then they come home You'll get to see them first
Oh.
time.
They also play Iona University.
Yes,
Did you,
sorry.
Okay.
They play
Did you
other
say
teams. I didn't, but they play other
Okay.
teams that weekend. That's just Friday. They just Eastern Kentucky
Right.
Boston College is just on Friday, and then I
Yes.
think they're there through the weekend, and then they come back home.
That's right. Okay. Just
It's a
okay.
whole round
A
robin
whole
little
thing.
tournament.
Yeah, like volleyball does, dude. Like I was looking at the schedule because they then have the Red Raider Classic, which is a great time for y'all to go support this squad and to just see volleyball. Like,
It's a
take
great
the kids.
game. It's a great
What a thing you could take the kids, do something to do.
See the
for real,
athletes
watch
flying through the air.
truly students be there, be rowdy. But yeah, I'm getting ahead of myself.
Yeah, but you're right. That's what's next. Is the next time you can see them in person. First time you can see them in person with this new look team is September 5th in the USA.
That's
I
right.
don't even know who they're playing, but that's another one of
Northern
those
Arizona
There we go.
University.
There we go. It's another one of those round robin tournaments, so they'll be there for 2-3 days, and then the season will continue on for there. So, and
Yeah.
those I think again should be streamed, being a home match, so we should be good there. They were
Will
last
demand
year.
it.
The Red Ritter Classic last year was streamed,
Okay,
so I would assume it would be again.
cool. We'll make it happen.
Hi,
Wow.
David Burns over in
From
Cedar,
Cedar
Hill,
Hills.
Texas. I love it. Thanks for watching.
Is that outside
Over on
of
Facebook.
Austin?
I think it's in the Dallas Metroplex area.
Oh
I
my
could be making. I'm
goodness.
making that up. Someone tell us if you're still in here.
No way. If I'm right, I'm gonna
It
I'm
sounds
gonna be so
Austin-y,
proud. It does
but
sound.
I feel like
It does
Cedar
sound
Hill
Austin-y.
is in Dallas, but I could be.
I can't wait for David to answer
Somebody tell us.
our forever question, and we'll never Google it. We'll just
Cedar
suffer.
Hill is a city in Dallas. Sorry, I was wrong.
I hate
sorry.
being wrong.
Yeah,
But
it's-
here's what
it's
I'm
the
right about.
competitors.
Clearly, we're competitors. That's so funny. That's the most competition we've ever shown each other.
One
We're
and oh.
We're opening a gate here. Oh no, 1-0. I'm done with you. I am finished with that. It's 15 minutes from Dallas. I don't need you to rub it in, David.
Thank you for that. Thank you for that, David.
Oh,
David is
shit.
now my new favorite Seeing Scarlet viewer. Just thank you for giving me that one. To be fair, you grew up in Lubbock. I grew up in Central Texas, which is it's 3 hours away from
That's
Dallas,
fair.
but it's a little bit closer to DFW, so I know those schools from playing.
Yeah, that's
sports.
fair. That's fair. Thanks,
So
Shelby.
I had a little leg up to help.
Thanks,
you out
Shelby.
there.
I
But,
appreciate it. Well, thank you, David, for watching from Cedar Hill. We are big fans of Cedar
fans
Hill.
of Cedar
Clearly.
Yeah. I believe sidebar. This is a great transition. Isn't that where Joey McGuire coached high school football?
No
Cedar Hill.
freaking way.
Let us know,
You
David.
shut up.
That name just clicked in my head. He
love
coached
that.
high school.
David,
football.
you're hired.
You're hired.
Get to work. Where did Joey McGuire grow?
I'm pretty sure it was Cedar Hill High
Or
School.
wait,
That's
he
where
coached there?
He was a great high school football coach, and then he got hired by Baylor, and he was an assistant, and now he's at Texas Tech. That's his whole story. That's why he's a good recruiter, because he knows all the schools. I
he knows
swear it was
Texas.
Cedar Hill. I swear it was Cedar Hill. So
Oh
there's
my
a good
God, I will-
segue. Is we got football.
Hey.
Joey McGuire and football are back. They are back.
Oh my gosh, we back. We back.
We're-
We back.
Speaking of 0-0, 1-0 mentality, I think is what they've been saying all year. We can make that happen this weekend.
We
Against
can.
ACU at home.
It
I am
starts.
so jealous. I'm
It
so
starts.
jealous.
And it's a 6 is it a 6 p.m. game? It's a
I
night
believe it's
game?
a night game.
Yeah. Ah.
There we go. Coach McGuire did coach there. Boom. Brain. Another win for
Renee.
Shelby's brain today. We got it done.
Wow. Shelby's undefeated. And you're undefeated about ACU. Let's go.
ACU. AC who?
Oh.
ACU.
Oh.
Familiar faces in this
Burr.
game, right? DC, our former defensive coordinator, Keith Patterson, is the head coach at ACU now. He was here in
Cool.
the last regime, if you will, when right before we went to McGuire, and then he took the job down there at ACU. He got hired. He's great. He's great at what he does. He's a great coach. And their quarterback, Maverick McIver, was a former Texas Tech quarterback. He was our backup for a few
I was
years
about to say that name sounds so familiar, but
Yeah.
I thought it was like from Top Gun or something. But
No, it's a great name. I remember when he was here because I was like,
good name.
what a perfect Texas Tech name.
that
But
is a
unfortunately,
Texas. Yeah, it's okay.
He just couldn't work his way up the depth chart, and so you
That's
followed
okay.
Patterson to ACU, and he
And that's
had
cool.
a really solid year last year. And assuming he's not injured or something, I would assume he's now
Cool.
their quarterback this year too. So a couple of familiar faces.
All right.
They're not going to be intimidated by that atmosphere. They've been in it. They know what it is. So
Yeah, for real.
let's not have a slip up like last year, and let's just dominate from the jump. It's going to
Okay,
be packed.
Shelby.
It's going to be that new
Okay.
stadium. That new stadium is
The south
so
end zone.
beautiful.
What does it look like? Have you seen pics? I'm like
How
trying to
have you
wait
not
for.
seen pics? It's all
I
over
don't.
social media.
I'm not there anymore as much.
You
Shelby.
are there enough. I see you commenting. There's no way you haven't seen that.
What
It's
is it-
beautiful. It's majestic. I can't even imagine what it looks like in person.
Oh, that's
and it's
so
gonna be so
cool.
much louder because it's closed now.
Ooh,
The sound can't get out.
Bring your
It's-
earplugs.
I just can't wait. I can't wait. I'm
Airplugs.
jealous that y'all get to experience it in person. And we'll see how it goes. Excited
Yeah.
to see Baron Morton, our guy
Baron
Baron
Morton.
Morton. We're a pro Baron Morton podcast over here for multiple reasons, but go Baron.
Yeah.
He's from back where I grew up, so I remember hearing about that kid. He's not a kid anymore. Went for a long time, and
Yeah.
he's been injured for a bit now, and on and off here in his college career. But this is the year. This is the year. He's been the starter since January. I've had some friends that work in the program around it, and they've just said that he's like stepped up as a leader. He's taken control. It's been his first off season where he was the guy, and that he's really, really like grown as a leader this year because he's had that reins, and it's hard to not do that when you're the backup quarterback.
and
And so he's been that guy, and so I'm excited to see him hopefully stay healthy and really live up to that potential he has there.
super vibey.
So
Like
he is super. We got the hair,
the
he's got
vibes.
he's like always singing at practice. Apparently, I don't know. So
I love
we're here
that.
for it.
Big fan. We'll hope to see that too. The vibes seem right. I feel like I'm with you. I don't know, dude. Like, how do you feel? Do you feel like you feel the same before every Red Raider season? Are you always like stupidly optimistic? Like,
I mean,
are you every year,
I'm
or are
kind
some
of a
years are you
realist.
more like? What do you feel? Tell me how you feel.
it's been a long time since we've had like actual true success in football.
Yeah.
And so I'm hoping this is the year, right?
Okay.
We made it to a couple of back-to-back bowls. That's great. Let's build on that. I think if we have an offensive line, that's been the question mark that everyone's talked about. And that concerns me a little bit with all of our quarterbacks' injury history. Like, we got to keep them healthy. But if you can block well enough for Barron to get the ball out, in my opinion, take it for what it's worth, but I strongly believe that we have the best wide receiver core we've had in years. Maybe decade. A long time. Maybe ever, if they all live up to their potential.
Ooh.
2 of
Yeah.
them being transfers, then the returners that are already coming back that Barron was already comfortable with, and
Yeah.
a little old guy called Micah Hudson
Yeah.
as
Dude,
a freshman is healthy, and he's been doing
Right?
the thing in practice, and he has a lot of
oh, it's gonna be so electric,
so
dude.
if they
Oh
can
my
block well for Barron and give him time to throw, I don't see how this offense is not going to be fun. I have no
Oh
idea
my
how the defense is
gosh,
going to look. We'll
I'm
find out.
so excited.
But he has guys that can get open. He didn't necessarily, outside of 1 or 2 last year, seem to be able to consistently get open for him last year. Every single one of these dudes is like they're not just fast, they don't just have great hands, they're great route runners.
Yeah.
And we haven't had that consistently across the board in a while. Like, they got minimal separation last year.
Yeah.
Minimal separation, and Barron was having to throw it into tight windows. Tyler, whoever was out there throughout the year, didn't have a lot of space to throw it in there, and so I'm hoping it's a little bit clearer pockets and things for him
Yeah.
to throw into, and time to throw would be lovely. So that's my hope. And then of course you got old Todd Brooks, who we're going to turn around and
Oh,
handball.
right.
Just
Casual.
the best running back in the conference, maybe in the country.
In the world.
He's going to do a lot of the heavy lifting and open up things as well. So offensively, I don't see how, if the offensive line is good enough,
How can this not be fun?
How can we not have fun on offense?
How can we not have fun?
can we not?
The vibes are right. It's gonna be great. ACU this weekend. ACU, Shelby, the roast, dude.
Sorry,
Damn.
I lived in Abilene for a year, so I got a little rivalry.
Okay. I love it. But yeah, really, really exciting to have. It's football season. We're stoked. If you're in the chat, what are you most excited for coming up this fall? What sports?
I'm with Renee on this one. Please just let us have a single season with like a quarterback making it through.
What? Who told us?
It's been a long time since we've
didn't
had...
somebody do the work and when was it?
I've seen a bunch of tweets. It's been a while. Maybe
like who? How far were you thinking? How far back?
I think the year after Patrick Mahomes. I can't remember who that was. He was a transfer. Was it Shimanek? I don't remember his name. I'm pretty sure the year after Patrick Mahomes, maybe.
I'm not gonna.
Whoever that was, I think he made it through a whole season. But that was
David.
David, our new intern, David. Our producer, David.
We need to know every quarterback.
Let us know in the chat.
And their health.
Oh my God, the list of quarterbacks that have played over the last few years, I could probably name them if I sat here long enough. Y'all don't want to see me do this.
That would be such a
but
fun
it would
trivia.
Be a crazy long list because
it
of all
would.
the injuries. It would be like insane
so sad.
people.
But good.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's crazy. So that's what I'm hoping for is, yes, healthy quarterback. And
You're
I think
so right.
we have a good season. You have Taj Brooks. I don't know how the defense is going to be. We lost some pieces from last year. We've already lost a guy to injury there. But hopefully some of the young players from last year are just a year older and we can go do some things. So I don't know. I'm waiting and seeing, but I'm optimistic because I can't help myself. But I'm also like, I know like what's happened. Our schedule's pretty favorable until late in the year. Like we
come
need
on,
to start
Shelby.
well. I mean, I always believe we're going to the freaking playoffs. What are you kidding? Like until
we're winning the whole thing.
Until it's over, we're winning the Big 12 championship in every sport.
Yeah.
Like, until someone's like, Shelby,
that's what's
it's no
up, Shelby.
longer mathematically possible for us
Fine.
to win.
You are
We're
driven
winning
by
it.
that. You are so right. You're
Why
like
not?
you're like mathematically just so sweet.
Well,
like we're
when
going.
it's over. But until then, it's not over. So don't give me that shit. So we are in the hunt until we aren't. And right now, we're very much in the hunt because we are Texas Tech, and why not us?
Why not
us? It's an open conference. It's anybody's ball game here. Why not us? So I'm in that. That's how I am.
Cool.
I understand what we're up against in different ways, but I am hopeful.
I love it. Can't wait.
Please don't break my heart in week 1.
And if you do, we'll still be here.
We will definitely be here. We've proven that.
That's what's up. Texas Tech football. Go out, show out, vibe out, and go cook,
Go cook, yeah.
Go do the thing.
Let's cook. And speaking of Texas Tech football,
speaking of cooking,
a fun little announcement came this week that we had a little birdie, we won't say who, had tipped us off about weeks ago that was coming, but it was nice to see the announcement come out. Patrick Mahomes came to town and he announced the team, the first ever class. Yeah, he literally came to Lubbock.
Call him Santa.
I did know that was happening. That was cool that he came in person to do it. Mm-hmm. But he announced his first class of Team Mahomes athletes, which is pretty groundbreaking. The closest thing you've seen is Team Jordan.
Okay.
But that came so much after Jordan Brand existed, and it was like, it's all colleges, and I'm not saying
this is specifically
Mahomes
NIL.
Brand. I could very much see Mahomes Brand expanding to other colleges. I don't want to break people's hearts, but I could see that happening in the future. Like, to prepare yourself.
Ooh,
he has a brand, but for now, it's all Texas Tech athletes, as it should be, and there's 6 of them. And Sam Courtright, soccer.
I know.
Deserves it. I was glad. Listen, everything happens for a reason, right? If you're looking for one bright side of that poor girl having to miss the World Cup, she got to meet Patrick Mahomes, because if that didn't happen,
true.
She would have been down there in Colombia. So that's a thing that will never happen again. You will never have that opportunity to go meet Patrick Mahomes again. So that was cool for her.
In that way, yeah.
Yeah, Nyjah Kennedy was softball. Obviously, you've heard us talk about her. Jasmine Shavers for women's basketball. Matt Comagese for golf. TJ Pompey for baseball, and Micah Hudson for football. Yeah. And if you want more info on them, stay tuned. Wednesday, I believe. We're trying a little something different. We're going to do hopefully some fun little stories for y'all coming up throughout the year, and do what we do best and tell stories. And we felt like those athletes deserved a little bit more detail on who they are and what they do. And so If you're not subscribed, subscribe now. Put the notifications on because that should come out on Wednesday at some point.
Hey.
And a fun little video on just like kind of like who they are if you're unaware. Because I don't think everybody knows who all those athletes are.
And maybe you do, but like you don't know what
they
how
are.
did Patrick Mahomes
Why
get
did
to
he pick
that
them,
decision?
you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So it's really cool. I'm excited. I saw a little snippet of what you've been working on. It's really cool. So yeah, subscribe if you haven't already. Go check out our website, seeing-scarlet.com. That would be really cool if you did that actually.
That would
And
be
if
really
you
cool.
told us, you're like, wow, I went to the website and
Loved it.
this was something that I learned. Cool.
Let us know what you learned.
I would love to hear all about that. But that's a great way to support us. But
And let
yeah,
us
Patrick
know-
Mahomes.
And let us know what content y'all want. It's a new sports season. Like I said, we're breaking out these new things that we
Who-
just talked about. We're
who
going to try
would
to do
you
more
Interview.
new
Who would
content.
you want us to interview?
Yeah, drop anybody. We'll try. We'll shoot our shot with anybody that we can try to get on the show. Typically, we try to do it before they start playing, so preferably not an active sport. But hey, if
Give
you
me a
have
wish
one,
list.
give us a wish list. We'll
Give
try.
us a wish list. Maybe we'll turn into Seeing Santa. I love doing play on words with our podcast. It's really my favorite thing to do. So we'll work on
Clearly.
that name. But get ready because it's fall and then it's the end of the year. Anyway, yeah, let us know. But really cool to see from Patrick Mahomes. Cool to see.
Nobody
the-
supports their alma mater. I've never seen it. Maybe
Oh my-
we're
like,
biased, but
truly.
nobody supports their alma mater like
in this
Patrick Mahomes.
in this way where it seems like he's not really, it's not like he's not expecting anything back, you know what I mean, but he's just really investing into the athletes at this school because he had such a huge success and like he credited it a lot to this school and this university, and he's highlighting these different sports, which is also really neat. Like we have someone from soccer, we have someone from softball, all these different sports. If we were talking about this 4 years, in the past, I don't know if we would be saying the same sports and things like that. So it's really cool to see him do that. I mean, it's kind of
It makes sense.
philanthropy in a way. It's just like he's investing into things
Yeah.
that he believes in, and he wants people to have that experience that he had or something like it. And
I mean, he didn't have
I
this
love that.
experience. He would have made NIL.
but
I
NIL,
would
yeah.
just like to say the difference in this and the collective is like they're working for Patrick Mahomes in a way. Like this is like a hired brand deal. They're going to be doing
Ambassador
commercials.
kinda.
They're going to be doing promotions. They're going to be doing. It's different than ambassadors because any athlete on campus can be an Adidas ambassador. You've seen that, and so there's a lot of them that are being Adidas ambassadors, which is still really cool. And you should
I
totally go
see.
support those athletes. If they put out a link, if you're going to buy from Adidas, go find any athlete, your favorite athlete. See what their ambassador link is, and buy it from
see.
that link because
Adidas.
it'll make them money.
Damn.
But this is different because this is just these athletes, and they're going to be like you'll see them on TV probably in commercials once his shoe line drops, and it's that kind of type deal. So it's a brand deal, and so they're going to be put to work a little bit doing that stuff.
Yeah.
and that's it's a true brand deal. But of course he does it. But yeah, I thought the sports that he picked made sense really because obviously. Brittany
Baseball.
is a partial owner of a NWSL team. So, and she played college soccer and pro soccer overseas. I feel like there's no way they weren't going to pick a soccer player, and Sam makes all the sense in the world. He played baseball and football at Texas Tech, obviously. He's a big golf guy, so that makes sense.
That's true.
And then softball, Nyjah Kennedy. Why would you not? Like, Adidas was probably like, if you don't hire her,
We will. Yeah.
Like, why would you not want the face of softball to be the face of your brand for that sport? So they all made a lot of sense, and I'm sure it'll expand to others and as it grows. And they said it was the first class. That means there's more to come.
Inaugural.
It's
Yeah,
really cool.
that's what's
So-
up. Really cool.
So, yeah, it's really cool. So shout out Mahomes. He's a true Red Raider for life. That guy.
Yo, golly. He is. They're naming the tunnel or
Yeah, he also made a $5 million donation that same week to finish that, and they're naming the coaching offices or some portion of the
cool.
stadium after him
Wow.
for that donation, which I'm sure he was like, okay, whatever, I don't care. But
right. Okay. You can.
that's cool. Here's the money, but he wanted to support
All right,
his
yeah.
group. So
That's
yeah.
cool.
yeah, shout out Patrick Mahomes. Go have a great season. Win another Super Bowl. Keep doing.
Oh yeah,
what you
for
do.
real.
Obviously, you're watching the
stay
show
safe.
right now, so love you.
Love you,
Back for
Patrick.
life.
Oh,
Friends.
Pat.
We're
Pat.
close.
Sorry, yeah, I
Pat
call
and
him-
Brittany. Pat and Brittany were on.
Oh yeah,
first name
hey,
basis.
Brittany knows. She knows soccer.
She gets way too much hate. Everybody needs to chill. So yeah, go do y'all's thing. Appreciate it. And yeah, it's kind of what we got. So if you're
That's what we
not
got.
following, please do subscribe on YouTube. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, wherever you're watching. Share it with your friends. We got some fun content coming. We're gonna keep growing this thing and
we got good stuff coming up.
doing what we can to cover these teams in a fun way, in a different way than other people are, to give y'all different content. So
That's
yeah.
right. Cool. All right, y'all.
Wreck 'em.
Wreck 'em. We'll see you